Montreal does not get a cute winter. It gets buried, and then it still expects you to go to work tomorrow morning. In a typical season, the city racks up around 200 centimeters of snowfall, and some years go way higher. Montreal spends about $200 million a year dealing with snow. That means, on average, you're looking at about $1 million per centimeter of snowfall. If you have never lived in a heavy snow city, snow removal sounds simple. A plow drives by, pushes snow to the side, and the curb becomes a temporary shelf until spring melts it. That idea works when snow is occasional. You can store it on the edge of the road, and the city keeps breathing. But in Montreal, winter keeps depositing more, then more, then more. After a few storms, those neat curb piles become walls. They steal lanes. They block sight lines at intersections. They erase parking. They turn side streets into narrow tunnels where two cars negotiate like it is a one-lane bridge. So Montreal cannot just clear snow. It has to remove it. Here's what removal looks like when you zoom out. Plows open the main arteries first because buses and ambulances and hills do not get a snow day. Then the second phase starts, the loud phase. Loaders and snowblowers feed convoys of trucks. Crews leapfrog through neighborhoods in a schedule that has to work across an entire city, not just one unlucky street. Those trucks haul snow to disposal sites around the island. This is where the money lives, because hauling is expensive everywhere. Trucks are expensive, drivers are expensive, fuel is expensive, sites are expensive. And Montreal repeats this cycle again and again all winter. So if the budget is $200 million, the real question is not why it is high. The real question is how it is not even higher. Watch a loading operation for 5 minutes and you feel the cost immediately. A machine blasting snow into a truck for hours, a line of vehicles cycling in and out, crews rotating through the night. Now, multiply that by a whole season. That is why people assume the headline number cannot include the hardest part, or that the city must be cutting corners somewhere. But Montreal is not guessing. It is not improvising. It uses a shortcut that changes the economics, and it is hiding in plain sight. Most people walk past it and never notice, because it looks like street hardware, like nothing. Montreal has snow chutes, openings built into certain streets that are designed to swallow snow. Plows push snow toward them, crews feed them, and instead of loading that snow into a truck, it drops into the sewer system. Now, the obvious question, does this overload the sewers? Montreal only uses these chutes where the network can handle it, and it relies on the fact that in winter, wastewater is still flowing under your feet, warmer than the air, moving constantly through the system. According to Quebec government documentation, Montreal has 13 snow chutes, and they can handle roughly 20% of the snow the city removes. 20%. That is the difference between a truck convoy and gravity. Think of this like a logistics machine where the enemy is not just snow, the enemy is time. If snow sits, it compacts. It becomes hardened banks, it narrows roads, it blocks sight lines, it makes every commute slower, every delivery later, every bus route less reliable. Minutes start leaking from the city everywhere at once. So the snow budget is not just wages and fuel, it is paying to prevent winter from compounding into gridlock. The chutes matter because they remove the most bottleneck-prone step. When about 1/5 of the snow can skip the truck cycle, the city frees up equipment and labor for the other 4/5 that still must be physically hauled away. That is how you keep the whole system moving with a number that looks impossible on paper. And it explains something you see in real life. After a storm, Montreal does not just look plowed, it looks reset. This is the part people outside Montreal miss. Snow removal is not a single event, it is a season-long campaign. Every neighborhood has to be sequenced, parking has to be temporarily banned so trucks can load snow without trapping cars, side streets have to be cleared without blocking main roads, hills have to be safe before rush hour. And the city has to do this while everyone is still living their life, parents doing school drop-off, nurses doing night shifts, deliveries still arriving. That is why the system is designed to remove snow, not store it. Because storage is not neutral. Storage steals space from a city that does not have extra space. So, if you want the Montreal result, the logic is simple. 1. Treat snow like a recurring logistics cycle, not a one-time mess. 2. Build removal capacity, not just plowing capacity. 3. Use infrastructure shortcuts wherever you can, because the cheapest kilometer is the one you do not have to haul. 4. Move fast enough that snow does not compound into walls of ice and missed minutes. Montreal does not win winter by being tougher than the snow. It wins by refusing to let snow steal time from the city. Next episode, we leave winter and jump to a completely different kind of logistics machine. Tokyo's Yamanote Line, a train loop that looks like transportation but behaves like an economy. It can cost around $32 every second just to keep it running. And the part everyone talks about is not the part that matters most.